You see this thing I'm holding? This device that I'm holding, as a parent, can you be honest? How long can you do without touching your phone or your device in one day? Yeah, let me have your answers in the comment section. Hello, lovely people. You're welcome back to the channel. In case you are new here and you're wondering who is this beautiful girl on your screen, my name is Oluwakemi Hakiode. I work with young people, helping them to find clarity and gain confidence as they go on their life's journey. I also share tips that help parents build healthy family connection. On this channel, I share all things that are related to family life, parenting, adulting, growing up, faith, and I share tips that help us to achieve success generally in life. So if any of that sounds like something that would interest you, please do well to subscribe to this channel, and I promise you it will be worth your time. And thank you. So let's go back to this thing I just showed you. So how long can you go without touching your device in a day? That's where I started from, which brings us to the essence of today's video. Today, I want to talk about this device. I kind of feel like this is a major concern for a lot of parents, even me. And even though for God knows for how long that we've tried to put structure in place when it comes to managing device time for our children, but we still see how sometimes you're like, if you leave them, actually, if you leave them, they can be on their device for 24 hours. And I kind of know that this is a struggle for a lot of parents. Trust me, you're not a bad parent if you kind of feel like your children, they're attached to devices. But I think I would start by saying, so I was speaking to a friend some many weeks or many months ago, because I've talked about this thing on my TikTok page. I don't know that it's really funny that I'm just talking about it on YouTube now. Anyway, so I was speaking to this friend, and he said to me that in his house they don't have a TV, and that none of their child has a device. You see, when he said, okay, no, none of the child have a device, I was like, okay, that's fine, that's okay, not bad. When he now said they don't have a TV in his house, I'm like, common television. What do you mean by you don't have TV in your house? How do the children enjoy? How do you relax as a family? How do you spend time together and all that? Because I kind of feel like, I mean, TV time helps us also bond. Device, I might still understand. And then he says, well, they've just learned to find other things to do together as a family, and that except for his phone and maybe what they used to work, none of his child has a personal device and there is no TV. And then he said to me that, Kemi, the truth is when we blame our when we blame our children for spending too much time on their devices, the question is who introduced the device to them in the first place? And the truth is, it is we, the parents, that did that because, and I know a lot of times you do it from the place of, oh, maybe you want to work, and so you just need something to keep your child busy, and then we hand them the device, and then they get used to it, and it now becomes a struggle for them to like not do with the device. So I feel like reminding you, parent, that so if you are a new parent or you are an intending parent, it might be helpful for you not to introduce your children to device too early. However, for those of us who have gone on that path already, who we've introduced our children to device, we can definitely manage it. Devices or screen time is not the enemy. We just need to learn to manage it. So today, I'm going to be sharing with us 5 tips that would help us to manage screen time better with our children. The number one thing is we've got to learn to replace and not just restrict. So these children, they are already using the device. You cannot now just come one day and say, no more using of device. No, but rather we are going to replace it. Find out what your child enjoys doing. I mean, you should know what your child enjoys doing. So if you have a child who is very artistic in nature, or maybe they like to write, or maybe they like to sing, then replace that screen time with those other things they enjoy doing. If your child enjoys writing, buy them writing parts, let them just be writing whatever that comes to their head, whatever that comes to their mind, let them write. You might just be raising a potential author in your house, so let them explore other things. If they like to paint, get them things that they can use to paint. If they like to ride bike, if they like to play ball, let them go outdoor. So replace that thing. Don't just restrict. Because just imagine, even you as an adult, if I say do not use your phone for the next 3 hours, and then you have nothing else to do, you'll get bored. And so you would get a bit agitated, angry, and all of that. So the first step is replace, not just retreat. So not just to restrict. So those other things they enjoy doing, let them start doing it, incorporate it into their day. Buy them books to read, let them write, let them paint. If you have children who likes to use their hands to be creative, let them do whatever it is they enjoy doing. Okay, so let's go to the number two. The number two tip is have tech free zones. Things like no device, no screen is allowed, say in the dining area or in the kitchen. Just have spaces in the house where it is a tech-free zone. As a matter of fact, it could be, say, no device usage in your room. So if you are going to use any device, you have to sit down in the living room. Do you get? Have spaces where no one takes device to. So let's say you say that the dining area is a tech-free zone in this house. That is also applicable to you. So it is not just the children that would not come into the dining space with their devices. Even with the parents, we have to comply by that. So let's agree the zones that are tech-free zones. It could be their room, to be honest. It could be maybe where they study. If they have a study area, maybe you have a library or something. Make sure that you create tech-free zones. And as you are telling the children that this zone, this area of the house is where no one is allowed to use device, you as the parent as well, please do not use your device in those zones. Okay, thank you. Then number three tip is use routines. Use routines to reduce screen time. So having a routine, things like you would not be able to use your okay, so the routine could be like you come back from school, wash your plate, unpack your school bag, have lunch, do your assignments, do chores, go outdoors, then use device. So have a routine, have a structure for them, because once there is a routine and then they already know that, okay, for me to get to use my device, I must have done XYZ before I can use my device. So having that routine gives them that structure, and you find out that you are able to manage how long they spend on device more. So don't just leave them to say, okay, once you come back from school or once you are in the house, you can do whatever that you like. No, let there be a routine. Do your homework, you do your house chores, you eat, you have your breakfast, you read a book, you do whatever, and then you can use the device. So have a routine. Remember, I always say that children need routine, they need that structure, and we are responsible as their parents to create that for them. So please let us use routines to reduce screen time. Number four is we can use technology to actually manage device time. So we can set time limits on their devices. In my family, we use the Google Family Link. I'm sure there's a Apple screen time also. There are different apps that you can actually use to manage screen time. So the one we use, what that does for us is we can control how long they spend on their device daily. As a matter of fact, in my house, my children don't use their devices Monday to Thursday during school time. Yeah, we there's no negotiation about that. And then weekends that they have it, I think they have 4 hours over the weekend or something. But the truth is, it's just helping them to manage their screen time. It's not because we are trying to be bad parents or anything. But Monday to Thursday, as long as it's school time, no screen time, no TV, no screen time at all. But then you see that they are Friday to Sunday. If you actually allow them, they can now be on that device for 24 hours. But even that, we use the Google Family Link to regulate how long they can be. And the other advantage of that is you can monitor how long your child is spending on maybe a particular app or a particular game. You can restrict what they access. You can limit apps. You can restrict apps so they cannot install any kind of app on their devices. No, there's a lot of benefit to it. So you might want to explore that as well. It really helps. You can even lock their device. So let's say they're doing something and you want them to come and do something for you, but because they know oh, they're on their device and they don't want to leave, you can lock it. Once you lock it, trust me, they'll get up to come and meet you that, mommy, my device is locked. And I'm like, go and do what I asked you to do. When you're done, then I will unlock it and I'll give you the time back. Do you get? So it's really good. It helps you to really manage their screen time well. Okay. And now the final thing, I'm sure you should know that this is coming. And that is the fact that you have to model healthy screen time to your children. Model healthy screen use to your child. I always say it. We will not be parents who say, do as I say. It has to be do as I do. So if your child says that, I know we always say that, oh, I do a lot of maybe business deals or a lot of things on my phone or my device, but be honest with yourself. Of all of the times you have your device, how many times are you actually doing business? So model to them, put your devices away as well. Let them see you do other things apart from being on your devices. Let them see you read books. Let them see you take a walk. Let them see you do other things apart from being on your device. Let it not be that every time your child walks up or they want to talk to you, you're your device. They see you scrolling endlessly on TikTok, on Instagram. Those things are good because for us as adults, it helps us to connect, it helps us to make like connections. But it's also important for us to model it to them. They need to see that we actually put our devices away and they would also follow suit. I know that one is going to be like, ah, you these people, you this girl. But in all honesty, we can't give what we don't have. So it's important for us as parents to model healthy screen usage to our children. Remember, I said in the beginning that screen time is not the enemy, but how we manage it is what is really important. And let me know in the comment section which of these tips you are going to be trying, or are there other ways you manage screen time in your house? Please share with us in the comment section. I'm sure other parents that will be watching this would like to learn from you. And if you're looking for extra support in building healthy habits, consistency, or structure, please do well to sign up for the 60-day accountability challenge that is starting on the 1st of July. On that accountability challenge, we are going to be creating consistency. We are going to be sticking to habits that we can do daily, and we are going to do it consistently for 60 days. You would have regular checks in with me. You would have to report what you do daily. I mean, it is entirely up to you. You are going to define what habits you want to stick through with, what goal it is you want to achieve. But it has to be something you can do daily because you have to give your report daily, and I am going to be checking in with you. So if there's an habit you have been struggling to build, this is the perfect opportunity for you to build consistency with that habit or with that routine that you are trying to build. Do well to use the link in the description below to sign up for the accountability challenge. And please do not forget to like, to subscribe, and to share this with someone whom you know this will bless. Until I come your way again, keep winning.